Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and sharing this video. That helps a lot. And definitely drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings, especially about a loss like this tonight. The Knicks lost to the Cavs after building a 13-point lead in the third quarter. They lost to them 110-104. Basically, the offense just stalled, and it began when Brunson actually hit knees with, I think it was Wade, as he was driving into the paint, and then he left the game. He was limping. He didn't come back for a while, and I feel like the Knicks kind of just started sputtering at that point. And the Cavs defense, they have a very good defense. It stepped up. They're now 4-0. The three previous teams they had played were all losing teams. So we thought, okay, let's see. This will be the first real test for the Cavs. Well, they stepped up tonight, got to say. But it's also a combination of the Knicks not playing the right way, to take a line from Larry Brown. Though I'm sure Larry Brown probably probably detests the style of play of the modern NBA, with basically chucking a lot of three-point shots. The Knicks did not. The Knicks, for once again, were held to 30 three-point attempts or less. Tonight, they were held to 28, I believe. That's just not enough in the modern NBA. You got to put three-point shots in the air, and a lot of it is an issue with Cat himself. Cat needs to get involved in this offense a lot more. The teammates need to involve him. Thibs has to figure it out. A lot of this too, again, not going to overreact. This is the beginning. Cat came to this team just about a month ago, and it just didn't, a little over a month ago. This is only the third game in, a third regular season game playing with his teammates. These are the growing pains. This is the process right now. Some stuff looked great, especially in that first half. OG was everywhere in that first quarter. I'm going to break it down. I got highlights for you guys, and I got some quarter-by-quarter stats to show you as well, because it is a concern, obviously, because this is now the third game. Against the Boston Red Sox, the Knicks put up 30 three-point attempts, but the Celtics put up 60 or something like that. So they doubled the Knicks up. And then on against the Pacers, the Knicks only put up 27 three-point attempts, and then tonight 28. That's just not going to cut it. Just not going to cut it, especially on a team that has very good three-point shooters. Where were the pick and rolls with Brunson and Cat? I don't know. Brunson did return back into the game, but he just didn't look right. He missed some very easy shots. He got blocked a couple of times. He was forcing it. Driving too much without kicking out. The whole point of driving is to collapse the defense and find easy open looks out on the three-point line. I don't think Brunson did. I don't think he kicked it out one time in that second half, at least not when he returned after the knee injury. So these are things, and also he didn't pull up any three-point shots off the dribble himself. It just seemed like they forgot how to play the way that won them the game against the Pacers on Friday. But let's get to it. Here we go. Like I said, 110-104. Let's get to some tweets here. Let's get this an Ian Begley tweet here. Knicks led Cleveland by 13 with 4:30 to go in the third quarter. I was dancing in my living room watching this game. I was like, yeah, okay, we're on our way. It's going to be one of those games we're going to pull away. The exact opposite happened. But they shot just 10 for 28 from that point on in a home loss to Cavs. Darius Garland had 15 of his game-high 34 points in the fourth quarter to help lift the Cavs. Cleveland defended Jalen Brunson well. Brunson finished with 21 points on 8 for 24 shooting. 8 for 24, he shot, 8 for 24. That is atrocious. That he shot 33% for this game. 33%. And then we get to this. This is the real issue here. Now, again, not going to be alarmed because it's so new. They have to figure this out, and they're going to. Tommy Beard tweeted this out. First, his original tweet was campaign 26 field goal attempts this season in 52 minutes. Karl Anthony Towns 25 field goal attempts in 78 minutes. So that can't happen. Cam Payne cannot be taking more shots than the best, self-professed three-point shooting big man in the history of the game. Just can't happen. But it's happening. And that's why we lost this game. Cam Payne had some poor attempts in that third quarter when he came in to fill in for Brunson. He did make 2 out of 3 from the three-point line, but he was forcing shots. He should have been looking for his teammates out on the perimeter. I don't know why he thinks he's a microwave. He's not. He should take the shot when it's there, but he should not be forcing shots. That's a mistake. So then Tommy retweeted himself, quote tweeted himself, Cat is averaging just 9.3 field goal attempts per game through 3 contests this season. That's under 10 field goal attempts. That's crazy. That is crazy. Per Basketball Reference, it's the first time in more than 6 years Towns has attempted fewer than 12 field goals in 3 straight games. That was January of 2018. Now, I wonder if he did look a little bit tired. He was frustrated by some fouls. He was calling 2 offensive fouls. I believe one was in the first half. The other one may have been in the second half. I can't remember. They might have both been in the first half. I can't remember. But, kind of hooking Jared Allen. But honestly, I feel like the second one was a silly one. The first one, okay, fine. Second one was a lame call. Also, Ariel Hawkporty got called for an offensive foul on a beautiful flush. He just dunked it, and it really could have changed the momentum of the game at the time because the Knicks had surrendered the lead in that fourth quarter. I think it was like 96-92 and or something like that. And if that had counted, it would have been 96-94. It would have energized the crowd, but they called an offensive foul because with his right hand, he kind of just cleared some space out on Mobley, I believe. Nothing. This is nothing. This is like what happens every game. Everybody does this. They could call that on LeBron every single time. So it was only because he's a rookie that they called that, but it was a terrible call at that moment because even though he is a rookie, this is a real game. This is a game that the Knicks have to defend their home court. It's game 3. They're right there trying to make a comeback. They had to sub out Cat because he got in some foul trouble, and they bring Hawkporty in. He does an incredible play, and he gets called off, and that pretty much just took the air out of this the team at that moment, in my opinion. They just kind of staggered around. All right, here's some stats. Here's the one stat I want to show you, and then we're going to move to the large stats here. Cam Payne in this game, in 10 minutes, he put up 7 shot attempts. Cat played 32 minutes, 8 shot attempts. But he picked up 10 boards, nice 3 assists. Yeah, he was having a nice game. We just need more from him. They need to feature him more. Brunson took 24 shots. Brunson took 3 times more shots than Cat. If Brunson shaves off 8 of those shots, they both end up with 16 shots as well. Who knows? We win this game maybe. So that is poor game management. Let's put it that way. Poor game management at that point. And it's not like Mobley and Jared Allen were doing that much out on the perimeter to deny Cat getting the ball. They weren't. So I don't know why they didn't do those high pick and rolls, which we saw a couple of them and they worked. This is something that they just have to keep going on it. I think, and then Josh Hart got hurt as well. He left the game, I believe, when was that, in the fourth quarter or third quarter? Can't remember. He also suffered, I think it was Karis LeVert on a drive. Karis LeVert, his knee or something hit Hart's shin. And I don't know, he was really limping. He asked out of the game. For him, that's a big thing. He asked out of the game, and then he went straight into the locker room, never returned. So let's hope it's nothing. Let's hope a little bit of treatment gets him back out there. He was questionable before the game even started, so he's been nursing some injuries. Deuce was also questionable. Deuce actually ended up having a decent game himself, though he did get burned by Darius Garland a couple of times. He's going to have to watch some more tape on how to guard Garland. The other thing, one thing that I have to point out, again, during this period where the Knicks had surrendered the lead, but they were still trying to kind of claw their way back in and kind of hold on to it, and the game was still there for them to take. Darius drives on the left side. I can't believe who he beat. It might have been Deuce, actually. And Cat was right there in the paint, right there, and did not go up to contest the shot. And Garland just, I think he did a little floater, and it went in, and I think it went from like a 6-point lead to an 8-point lead or something like that, where he gets in there, he blocks that shot. Maybe it creates a fast break, and boom, goes from 6 to 4 or 6 to 3, and then the energy is up, the momentum's up, because someone has to do it. Especially when Josh Hart is not out there on the court, someone has to give you that type of energizing momentum. So there were a lot of things that went wrong in the last, basically, last 16 and a half minutes of this game. It was definitely a winnable game for the Knicks. Very disappointed in the result. But once again, I do think these are the things. I think we won't see games like this in December. I think by that point, this team will have figured out where they're going to get their bread buttered. And that's going to be Cat shooting a lot. And Brunson should still keep shooting a lot. We don't need Cameron Payne to be putting up more shots than Karl Anthony Towns. All right, let's get to the highlights. And I'll talk through it some more here. You can see the game got off to kind of an interesting start. It was back and forth, but the Knicks only could score 18 points in that first quarter. The Cavs led 22-18, but neither team was shooting that well. The Cavs shot 3 of 13 from the three-point line in that first quarter, 23.1%, but the Knicks shot 2 of 10. Now, Knicks put up 10 three-point shots. That's good in that first quarter. And they put up, I believe, 8 or 9 in the second quarter. So I thought, okay, cool. This is getting to the point where they're going to put up 36 to 40 three-point shot attempts. But no. They completely stopped shooting the three. They only put up 5 attempts in the third quarter and 5 attempts in the fourth quarter. Come on. They put up as many three-point shots in the first quarter that they did in the entire second half. You can't win like that. The math doesn't allow it. It just does not allow it. And the Knicks started fouling. They sent the Cleveland Cavaliers to the free throw line a lot. And that's another point. They sent them 24 times. They hit 20 of their free throws. The Knicks only went 18 times. So it's a 6 free throw shots less attempts that the Knicks took. And that, in the end, really, between that and the three-point shooting is really the difference in the game. Right there. What a bummer. So here we are in the second quarter, and this is when the Knicks start. Okay. Oh, Mobley hits this 3 here. Yeah. Yeah, let's look at this play here. Okay, Brunson drives. Nice. He starts looking pretty good right there. I start feeling good about the situation. And then Josh Hart, little step back 3 off the dribble. He was looking sweet in this game for a while. Brunson was 4 of 11 in this first half. Nothing great, but he did give us 9 points. Mikal Bridges got off to a good start in this game. Oh, here comes Deuce with the swish. 3-point shot. The splash, should I say. Mikal Bridges was the leading scorer for the Knicks in the first half. Look at this beautiful. Oh, look at that. He had 10 points. He was 5 of 8. Missed his 2 3-point shot attempts in that first half. But Darius Garland kind of kept the team around. He was the leading scorer in that first half. He had 13 points. He shot 5 of 9, 2 of 3. And when he starts cooking like that, you got to worry because he can just keep filling it up. And I think that's one of the things that Thibs thought, okay, I'll bring in Deuce to help try and slow Darius Garland down. Did not work. It was not one of Deuce's best defensive games. Let's see what happens here. That was a nice little attempt there. The Cavs put up 20 3-point shot attempts in the first half. 20. But when it comes to the third quarter, this was a pivotal quarter. So the Knicks were able to create a little bit of separation. So right now it's 57-50. Nice little alley-oop there. But then, For some reason, they didn't show some highlights there. So the Knicks are up by 8. And look at this beautiful bounce pass by OG to Brunson. Now they're up 10. And here we go. Is this... Oh, Brunson is... Oh, I think Brunson, he was hurt. This is when he comes back in. No, here he is here. No, it's at 4:30 in the game when he gets hurt. Nice. Look at that. OG. Muscling. And Cat gets double teamed. He's on the block. Finds Mikal Bridges in the corner. Beautiful. It right there. They're up 10. And I believe here it is. Now, boom. Up 13. That was it. The game turned. You can see Brunson's not on the court right now. Cameron Payne's out there. That was a crazy shot, but it went in. And the Knicks are up by 8 here. But Mobley punishes Hawkporty. Here we are with a minute and a half left. Oh, this is just a great play. Mobley's really elevating his game. I've always loved him. I thought he would definitely be an all-star. Here's Cat. Boom, boom, boom. One of his 8-shot attempts. Shocking to even say those words. So now the Knicks are only up by 2. And then George Niang hits the corner 3. That was the first lead for the Cavs, I believe, in the game. Maybe, oh no, that was since the first quarter. No, since the second quarter. Sorry about that. And now it's tie game. Hart is still out there. Oh, look, another beautiful bounce pass from Donovan Mitchell. Oh, okay. So now Brunson's back in the game. Deuce, that might be the last 3-point shot that the Knicks made in the game. So now Knicks are leading by 1 point. Darius Garland. Look, too much space right there. Was that Cat that came in? Yeah. I think this might be the other play that I was talking about. No, it's not. Look at that. Beautiful. Penetrates, and there's a cutter. Luckily, Jared Allen did not hit the and one. Oh, but look at this. They put Mikal Bridges. He switched Bridges onto Darius there to try and stop. Now it's 96-91. This is just crazy. Again, they're shooting threes. We're not. So, I mean, so Brunson drives in. Nice. Delivers. So it's a 4-point game. The game is still within reach right here. This is the play. Look. Where's Cat? Cat, why not deny that? Why not block that shot? Get in front of him. Force him to make a play. Force him to find another player. That was terrible. That was terrible. All right, let's get to this. I was talking about these stats. So these are the first half stats. You can see Cavs were 5 of 20 from the three-point line. Knicks were 5 of 18. So, okay, 20 to 18, three-point attempts. Very comparable. The Knicks had 7 more field goal attempts in total. 22 of 49. They were shooting about 45% for the game. Went to the free throw line 4 times. They went 7 times. Rebounding. The Knicks were doing well here. They were the offensive rebounding. They were a +5 here, 11-6 by the half. Everything's looking good here, except for the 8 turnovers. That's really high. Josh Hart had 4 turnovers, though. He had some amazing rebounds. I think he has the most rebounds, offensive rebounds. Oh no, defensive rebounds as he's falling out of bounds and passes it to a teammate. He had at least 3 of those in this game alone. But that 4 turnovers is way too high. But you can see Deuce comes in his 7 points in that first half. He's a +13. Nice. Right there, you think, okay, this game is in hand. They're going to take care of business. But then when the third quarter comes around, this is the third quarter stats. You can see here the Knicks, they put up only 5 3-point attempts, but they connected on 3 of them. So they're shooting well. 60% from there, 10 of 20 overall. But now look at the field goal attempts in total. -3 for the Knicks. The Cavs put up 23, Knicks only 20. Look at the rebounds. We got out-rebounded here, 11-9. And even offensive rebounds, Knicks only picked up 1 in that quarter. The Cavs picked up 2. And in turnovers, once again, 4 turnovers right there. So now that is, how many turnovers did the Knicks have at that point? 8, 4. Okay, so now there are 12 turnovers through 3 quarters. Just too many. Personal fouls, 8. They sent the Cavs to the free throw line 6 times. They hit 5 of them. They're a very good free throw shooting team. And now, boom, they won that quarter 29-26. And Cameron Payne comes in 0 for 2. 0 for 2. How was he in the first quarter? Cameron Payne was, in the first quarter, he was 2 of 5. So now 0 for 2. Yeah, you can see he was just chucking. Didn't need him to take those 2 shots. Look, Karl Anthony Towns, in his 9 minutes of play, only put up 2 field goal attempts. That just cannot happen. Now we move to the fourth quarter, where the wheels just came off the truck here. The Knicks, let's see the rebounding here. 6 rebounds for the Knicks. They were a -4 right there. That's atrocious. Again, only 5 3-point attempts, 1 of 5, where the Cavs shot 5 of 7, and that, my friends, is the difference in the game right there. And they kept up with the turnovers, 4 turnovers for the Knicks, but they did force 5 turnovers from the Cleveland Cavaliers there. This is just a very, it's a disappointing result because the game was there to be won. I do think losing Brunson for a stretch and not focusing on feeding Cat and making sure he's getting his shot attempts. And then when Brunson did come back into the game, he forced too much. Look what he was in the fourth quarter, 3 of 9. 9 shot attempts for him, and only 2 3-point shot attempts. He missed them both. The only one that hit 3-point shot was Deuce. So that one 3-point shot that I pointed out during the highlights, that was the last 3-point shot made by the Knicks in this game. All right, so let's get to over here the total stats. All 4 starters for the Knicks are in double figures again, like they did last time. But the last time 4 of them scored 20 or more. This time only Brunson did, but it took Brunson 24 shot attempts to give us 21 points. Not efficient. OG, 15 points on 13 shot attempts. OG had a nice game. I just wish he rebounded a little more. Mikal Bridges, 19 points, 9 of 15 overall. But look, between the 2 of them, they were only 2 of 8 from the 3-point line. These are 2 fantastic 3-point shooters, especially from the corner. We need more. The team was just... The Cavs did a great job of forcing the Knicks out of what they do best. That is something that Thibs and the players are going to have to figure out how to adjust to and not let that happen. And that is going to begin with Jalen Brunson. He has to be cognizant of when he's... The thing about him is that he's so great at finishing through traffic that I think sometimes he relies on that too much. And the negative of that is when you're not getting the and ones, the negative of that is you're spending so much time and energy trying to get that 2-point bucket where there's a nice, easier 3-point bucket available out on the perimeter. And that is an adjustment that he has to make. Has to, for this team to click. At some points during this game, the Knicks looked fantastic. There was so much floor spacing. I heard Mike Breen talking about it. He was loving that. But the Cavs did a great adjustment. They were actually doing kind of like a semi-man to zone defense at the same time within the same possessions, defensive possessions. So they were trying to confuse the Knicks, trying to take away floor spacing from them, and it worked because it forced other guys other than our best shooting guys to take shots. So, and then it forced Brunson to force up shots. So that's how that went. The Knicks shot only 32.1% from the 3-point line in the game. Let's see the plus minus. You can see Miles was a -14 right there, and that was partially because he was with the bench unit he played several minutes with the bench unit. OG Anunoby was a +3. You can see, and he did. I mean, when he was on the court, he was impacting, making an impact. Huck Porty, 2 rebounds, no points, but he was a +1. He picked up a block. The turnover was that offensive foul they called. You can see Campaign was a -6. Jericho Simpson, just 4 minutes, was a -6. So in 4 minutes of play, Jericho Simpson, boom, that's it. The score widened by 6. The deficit widened by 6 points. Deuce, 14 points, but he was a -3. That second unit definitely did struggle. Let's keep going here. See the Cavs. They had 4 players scoring from the bench. Niang with 5, Levert with 5, Merrill 6, decent right there. And Donovan Mitchell, I haven't even talked about him today. He was 3 of 8 from the three-point line, 33 minutes. He made some great passes, 25 points for him. He hit a couple of big buckets. Jared Allen, a double-double, 15 points, 15 rebounds for him in his 31 minutes of play. Evan Mobley, just incredibly efficient game for him. 17 points on 12 field goal attempts. He made his 1 3-point shot, which we saw, 8 rebounds for him. Picked up 1 dime. He definitely has the ability to average at least maybe 4 assists per game. Wade, he was ineffectual offensively. He played a decent game defensively in his 28 minutes. Didn't make one. Well, he got 1 point. I guess that was a free throw or something. And that's pretty much it. Here are the team stats, but I've kind of rattled off these already. You can see the rebounding. Knicks barely led 43-41 in the rebounding. The points in the paint, 54-52. So they were right there winning that battle down low. But when it comes to the 3-point shots, they scored on 3 additional 3-point shots, which is 9 points. And that's the game. 110-104. Right there. 6 points right there. Oh, man. This is a bummer. This is going to be one of those games that's going to, like, stick in my head for a while. Though I do think the Knicks, we play on Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Halloween's Eve. The eve of Halloween. Interesting. They play Miami. They go down to Miami. That's going to be an interesting game. Fun game. We're going to see if the Knicks can rebound from this game, recover from this game. I'm sure they will. They seem to be able to adjust quickly from mistakes. We'll see if Josh Hart is good to go. I hope he is. And Brunson as well. Because, we're depleted right now. If you look at this, look at this. Only 4 guys played from the bench, and Sims only played 4 minutes. So really, that was hardly anything. So Thibs was down to almost an 8-man rotation. And Deuce had to play 29 minutes because Josh Hart, even though Josh Hart did play 38 minutes, you know how he is. He could have easily played 42, 45 minutes, but because he got hurt, he asked out of the game. So Deuce, 29 minutes for him. This was, and Hawk Porty did take over the backup center spot from Sims in this game. He was the first guy off the bench into this game, first big man, and I think Thibs likes his energy, he likes what he brings. And I'll tell you, if that offensive foul had not been called, that ridiculous offensive foul had not been called on him, this game could have ended up very differently. The score could have ended up reversed, where the Knicks win this 110-104, because that momentum was right there. It was so energizing. You could see it, but it just created confusion and deflated them at that point. They kept trying to battle and recover, but they just couldn't quite do it. All right. I rambled on a while. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, not going to overreact. I think this is one of those games that they're going to learn from and make adjustments off of. And again, they went up against a good team. The Cavs, they want to make up for their failures of the last couple of postseasons. And they have a lot of continuity. They basically started the same team that they started last season. They really don't have any new players right now. They basically decided to run it back, with the Knicks revamped, 40% of their starting unit. So it's going to take some time. But unfortunately, the games just keep coming. So we'll see if the Knicks can recover in time for Wednesday's game against Miami Heat in Miami. All right. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. Share this video and drop your comments, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.